Hey, William.
You know, I've had a real revelation today. I mean, I've always been torn between my medicine and my poetry, but I never really knew what my contribution would be. I guess medicine always seemed more practical to me. Today, though, I think I've found my place. You see, I was walking through the park as I usually do. And I noticed a tree alone in the middle of a field. And it made me think about how that simple thing is a lot more relevant to our lives than the more extravagant subjects that are usually present in poetry. Now, all these ideas were rushing through my head, and I had to get something down on paper. So I wrote a little poem on some paper that I had in my pocket. And it went like this. The tree stands alone, brown and rough, its branches coarse with the grit of the earth, alone in its existence, devoid of life. Its branches do not shake, its leaves do not rustle. It stands fixed in the vastness of the wilderness.
What's up, Tom?
Having problems with my wife again. Some new fellow named Gatsby.
Yeah, I heard about him.
I know, and he's from West Egg. I didn't always used to be like this. Ever since that Gatsby got here, things have been different. I was born in the premiere of East Egg. Being valedictorian at my high school, I moved on to Harvard and was summa cum laude. Not magna, of course. I then became quite successful in my business, like my prosperous family. Through my impressive manipulations of the stock market, I was a millionaire by the age of 24. Not like that filth at West Egg, of course. So, at 30, I met the most beautiful woman in the world. Her name is... Sorry, I got distracted in the mirror. I met a very good friend in the valley. She's a nice girl, and she made me get a dog recently. I don't really know what to do with it either. He's always eating the furniture. But he stays in Manhattan, where my friend lives.
Well, what's the problem?
Well, Gatsby and I just had this huge fight. My wife ran out of the room, and Gatsby ran after her. I just don't know what to do about this whole situation. I don't know which woman to stay with.
Hey, Mayor.
Hey, how you doing?
So what's the story for today?
Well, I was raised in a very wealthy family, you see. My father was the governor of Mississippi. My mother was the mayor of Jefferson, this town. And we grew up, me and my brothers, learning about how to be a good leader and all the attributes of being a great politician. And a few years ago, my mother was diagnosed with cancer. The death of my mother hit our family hard, but we got over it. And now here we are living in the present, and you know, we're doing well. We're doing well. So, you know, I went to Yale to study some politics because I really enjoyed what my parents did for a living, and I thought it was a very good way to be in the community and help out. So I studied hard and I got my 4.0, and I came back to Jefferson, and I returned to Jefferson. I decided to run for mayor. I ran that old radical mayor out of office. This old mayor thought that he can let this lady, Emily, not pay taxes. And I would not have any of it. This man was completely going against the American idea that people must pay taxes.
Yeah, you've been through some hard times in your life. I can relate to some of that. I remember coming to America from Italy. It was in 1898. I spent most of my childhood on my own. My parents both had very demanding jobs and I had to learn how to adapt to this lifestyle. I always dreamed of working my way to the top. I would live independently. Me, myself, and I, my own man. I started off as a paperboy. I worked very hard. In the end, I thought it would all pay off, but it didn't. After all of these years, I'm still very close to where I started. I'm still just a poor bartender.